Hello, I'm Chanel and this is Spirited Starters, and today we are looking at the Guided Hand Tarot. So let's have a look at this little card. So here it says by Irene Mudd, and this is how it came packaged. So this is an indie deck. The deck was 70 Australian dollars and it was 55 Australian dollars to ship. It's almost the exact price of the deck. So this is the deck. I believe I saw this on Annette's channel. I believe I will put the tarot channel on that I saw this deck on, that alerted me to its existence. So here is the guidebook. So as you can see, it just includes a few keywords for each one. So it's a bit of a pamphlet. And here it is here. So the cardstock is 300 GSM, and it's a satin, so it's a matte, but it feels like a satin. So these are the backs of the cards, and it comes unedged, so we'll have a look. Okay, so shuffling, it's fine. It shuffles pretty good. It was just a bit stiff to begin with, but I think decks are almost always like that. But otherwise, yeah, I think it'll be an easy shuffle. And here we got the 8 of Cups. So for the 8 of Cups, we've got moving on, solitude, and journey. And I'll just do another one. Here we go, the World card, Major Arcana. We've got celebration, completion, milestones, and we have the 8 of Wands, and we have travel, swift movement, and action. So I will see you back here for my review. Hello, welcome back to my review portion. So as you can see, I have made a little bag. I did Suzette stitch, and I wanted to do a bag that was in blues and pinks to match the backs of the cards. So I did blues and pinks. So let's take a look at the deck. We'll start by talking about the pamphlet. It's just a little fold out. It is super mini, but the keywords are fairly standard Rider-Waite-Smith. So the backs, I like them. I think they're cute. I like the color scheme, I like the image, they're reversible. I edged mine in a pale blue, sort of match the blue on the decks. The cardstock I am a fan of, so it shuffles well, and yeah, it's pleasant to the touch. So let me show you what I paired it with while I talk about it. So the first one that I paired it with is the Begin Oracle. And this is all thanks to Annette from Project Refined Life, because I saw her do this on her channel. She is a queen of pairing her decks. She's just really good at it. Let me just pair that down. And I thought, okay, I have to have this deck, because I'll zoom out a bit. And as soon as I saw the pairing together, I was like, okay, yes, please. I'm going to have to get this deck just so I can pair it with the Begin Oracle, because it's one of my favorites. So this is really the sole reason why I purchased this deck, so I could pair these two decks together. So in terms of the artwork, I really like it. I am a big fan of collage style decks, kind of my favorite. This one in particular has a very soft, gentle, quiet, sort of spacious energy and art style. It's very nurturing, and it's not in your face, but it's still, what's the word? Captivating. It's still interesting to look at. It's not too simple or too bare. It's just right. So I really do enjoy the art style of this deck. I do wish I had more of a guidebook. I'm always a fan of guidebooks, so I love to read guidebooks because I'm a reader. But in terms of the art style with the Rider-Waite-Smith, I don't feel like some images are, like this one, for instance, are quite standard, very typical, but there are a few cards in here that is not typical Rider-Waite-Smith. They've gone their own way. In terms of how it read, it was fine. So I think I had high hopes for this deck because I was just so excited to work with it. So I might have had my expectations a little too high, but the readings for me were good, but there was nothing, you know, spine tingling or goosebumpy. Like I said, it's the energy of the deck is very subtle. It's soft-handed, light touch, so there's nothing really heavy with it, but then again, maybe it's just my readings this week. I didn't need to get any hard-hitting messages. Like I always said, that also comes into play too. I think sometimes it's just like, well, maybe it's just this week the messages that came out didn't need to be that way. But like I said, I really love the art style of this deck, and I have enjoyed my time with it. These two just read beautifully together, like I was expecting after seeing it on Project Refined Life. I kind of knew what I was going to be getting into. I'll show you the other deck that I paired it with. So I also paired it with the Enchanted Art Oracle, because I'm going to be honest, I actually don't have a lot of decks that, Oracle decks, that this particular tarot went with aesthetically, which was very surprising to me. So obviously there's a bit of a gap in my collection for this kind of art style, even though I think it's because even though I love vintage and collage art. I just don't have a lot of them for whatever reason. For whatever reason. It's a weird thing. It's something that I plan to rectify. But this one also worked well. This is just sort of like a little message on top. It's not, you know, an oracle. It's just a bit of a kind of statement piece. But the three of these together were lovely. It was a very gentle, nurturing energy, very soft, like, you know, the waves lapping at the shore. And I appreciated that, to be honest. I have been having a really rough week because of issues with one of my cats. So I think this was a perfect time for me to use this deck. And I just saw it on Dawn Michelle's channel. I think it's having a bit of a revival because I know it's not a new deck. It was obviously, I'd never seen it before until I saw it on its channel. But now I'm seeing it pop up everywhere. So it's having a bit of a resurgence, but she put it in her Cancerian energy decks. And I would agree with that, to be honest, for this one. It does have a very Cancerian type of energy. But I will do a little sample reading in a second. But I really enjoyed the deck. So even though I didn't get any amazing readings from it, I like it. And so it is staying. I like the way it looks. I like the way it shuffles. The keywords are cute. And I like the hand-drawn sort of words. I actually like that font. I'm a bit of a font fan. But yeah, I think in the future I'll probably have a few more decks that it will play well with as well. Something I'll keep my eye out if I see a deck that I think, oh, that will go well with this one. I may have to purchase it, but I will show you how it reads. Okay, so here for the month of August, I've pulled the Six of Wands. So their meaning for the Six of Wands, they've put the keywords public recognition and victory. And that is paired with rebirth and make the choice that empowers you. So for me, this says maybe the month of August will be filled with success, public recognition, personal triumphs. It will also be connected to perhaps me letting go of the old and embracing the new, making choices that align myself with my most positive or successful outcomes and abilities, that I will be successful in my endeavors. I will be successful in my personal transformation and sort of rebirth into a better, more empowered version of myself. And that, this is for me, a positive reading for the month ahead. So a lot of successes, victories, transformations, leveling up, and empowerment. I love the way it looks aesthetically with the greens and the oranges. That's what really comes out to me. So a lot of sacral chakra and heart chakra coming up here. I won't even get into the Oracle guidebook for this one because anyone who has the beginner Oracle knows that guidebook is a behemoth and has so many associations and meanings, but that is the little reading that I've done here. So this was the Guided Hand Tarot by Irene Mudd. I'm definitely, absolutely keeping it in my collection. Love it. I hope that you are having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. And as always, stay wild, star child.